Now, your genuine love, respect. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. She's beautiful, she's walking faith. She's beautiful, she's walking faith. She didn't get caught up in their lies. They tried to dim her light, but she understood her disguise. She had to heal certain childhood trauma going into adulthood. They decided to label her because of the fact that she understood confidence, to walk out on faith at the end. They didn't understand her reflection. She understood she was going to get lost in certain folks' words. They was trying to point her wrong direction, but God was not misleading her another day because God was pointing her in the right direction. Folks was throwing spoke at her right to left. She tried to pour into folks, but they tried to dim her like to discourage her, but she was willing to understand the end of the day. It's okay. I'm not going to lose me another day. I understood the valuable lesson when that folks wasn't for me. The enemy was showing up when I least expected because I asked God to reveal. When I least expected, hold on a second, I was far from mentally ill. I asked God to reveal the devil when I least expecting, and God was showing me balance when it comes to acknowledge my worth at the end of the day. Don't get shortchanged in someone's discouragement. That ain't just different. Because the devil would try to discourage you, all because you was willing to choose you. Getting discouraged at the end of the day, they would try to dim your light, but God actually made it bright. They try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, even financially. When God was never for sale, when you was keeping it real. You was never wearing a mask when your neighbor's different tax bracket was telling you every move like a bad habit because gang stalking is real. That faith actually is different when it comes to unconditional love. I may not make sense to the average person, but who would have known that confidence will allow you to see why you stepped out on faith that day, acknowledging the worth that was within you. They said that you wasn't nobody, ain't nobody going to hear you. God was not pointing you in the wrong direction when God was showing you at the end of the day the right people truly will pour into you. It was never for likes and views of cloud chasing or fame. Never had hating in vain. They would never understand how you elevate. Coming from poverty and pain, that energy is different. You understood the mistakes that you made. You understand how it feels to be on an empty stomach. You know how it feels to be short on a couple of bills or two or whatever the case may be. But God actually showed you why you overcame what you've been through. God opened certain doors that they couldn't relate to. It was never for likes and views of cloud chasing when you stepped on faith, when you was far from a halo on a copycat, being authentic at the end of the day, being original. They would never understand that. Hold on one second, it started within. It was never competition when they try to antagonize you. They try to disrespect you out loud to tell lies on your name, but who would have knew that you wasn't running from your past when it comes to hold on one second. Confidence, how true love can truly last. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Folks will try to discourage you during your journey, but when you put in God's hands, that ain't just different. They would never understand the value that started within, because God was never for sale when you truly keep it real. We may not pray the same, but I know how to respect my neighbor even when you can't weather your own storm at the end of the day. The gang stalking was real. They had your devices. The project the spell work. You was never doing it for likes and views of cloud chasing. That's your testimony while you stand before yourself today. When they try